Hey guys, this is 𝐩𝐲𝐬𝐧𝐭𝐬 with another profile pop-up by Profiles That Pop for jobs and leads. I had the pleasure of working with Anthony English several times, so I've got a little bit of an inside scoop on this very first one, but I wanted to show you what I would suggest to help make his profile pop. And what I'm going to do with this is I'm actually going to use the Android app to show you how little bit you get to look at to make sure or to decide if you want to do business with Anthony English. So as I type in Anthony, you can see that there is a lot of competition. But what I like about this is he doesn't have the typical president, CEO at a certain company, a default title and company in the headline that most people have. He instead has his first few words are the business coach. I love that about this because that's probably what I'm looking for. I'm a small business. I'm looking for somebody that can help me as a business coach. I'm interested. I'm going to click on him. So that's if I knew his name or if I was doing a search. Forgive me, all the business coaches. So let's actually try that another way. If I type in business coach, if I can type right, when I do that, the best thing would be that he shows up right off the top, okay? And that's not happening. So if we scroll here a little bit, you know, I'm getting some other people here that I know that are showing up ahead of him. So that would require working on his profile a little bit more. But what I want to show you is if I go back and click on his name, I liked what I saw right off the bat. If I am getting to a listing or in his actual profile, the very beginning of his headline, I like it. It's good, and that is one of the key things you want. A couple of the other things that are key, a good picture. He's got that. He's got a good background as well. It actually talks to his mission here, or his purpose, the business coach. I like that. He puts it all together nicely. And also notice this would work well on mobile and the desktop, because on the desktop browser, his picture will be over on the left, not centered. So he's got the left side empty, which means it's going to look good there too. Now, here's where we run into a couple issues. The very next thing is you notice once you get somebody and they're interested and they clicked on the profile, you have barely a few parts of a line. Actually, it looks like a sentence and a half right in here of the summary that says not a whole lot, and it's got to be enough to pull me in. So all I'm seeing is it seems unfair when you're an independent professional but you don't know the businessy side of things. After all, you're good at what you do. It's okay, but I don't know if that's going to be enough. So that's going to be my first thing, and I just want to scroll and show you how little we get to see to make that first impression without opening anything more up. The next thing is experience. All I have is a bunch of titles and a bunch of dates. So again, is that enough to get people to open up? I do like what he's done here, business coach for people-focused entrepreneurs. That's a little bit more crafty. I like that, as opposed to something more like, let's say, some of his older positions. If I click on that, I know he was in IT a long time ago, so he was an AIX consultant, you know, senior AIX engineer. Those are more standard type positions, so that makes sense. By the way, the other thing that people are going to be looking for if you're a recruiter side of things is education. And in this case, he went to Lewisham. He's looking for leads, not recruiters, so that's not as big of a deal. But he's got some business coaching, business growth strategies, and business mentoring. I think that's also very good because he's got that going on right off as his top 3 skills. But my biggest issue right now, looking at this, to make this pop, he does not have enough in the beginning of his descriptions for the jobs. So look at this very first one, for example. That's usually where people are going to focus. I'm looking for a business coach. Can he help me is what they're asking, right? So he has a quote here. I'm proud of you. That's what you want to hear. Encouragement from someone who understands and cares. You started this crazy idea, etc., etc. Is that enough to get someone who's interested in looking for a business coach to click on your profile and engage with you and actually contact you? I'm not sure. Because if you open that up, here's more my point. If you glance at this real quickly like I'm doing right now, notice it all looks the same. It's more or less a blob of text. It does have white space, but it's just kind of a bunch of text, and I'm not inclined to want to read that. So I would suggest getting some symbols in there, breaking it out, but most importantly, if I back up to this point here, start with the title, make sure that's good, and that's got your keywords in there, and make sure that what you see on the app is enough to drive someone to make them want to click and show more, or even better, have them back out and say they want to connect. So that's what I would say at this point as a quick initial profile pop-up for Anthony English. I hope that helped. If you're interested in getting one of these yourself, please see the site below and put in there the hashtag profile pop-up, and I will get back with you as soon as I can. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.